Hello, everyone out there on the internet. Welcome to the world of Erudain. This is going to be A Tale of Eve episode 4. This will be going out, and I'm even recording this on the 24th. I'll probably be uploading a basic version and then having a proper edited version later on tonight, just because my schedule got completely messed up. So I'm doing this one a bit last minute. But in this video, I am going to be talking to you guys about the continents of Erudain. Erudain is a world divided up into 5 continents. We see here, this is the Gorver continent, commonly called the Wasteland continent because, well, to the outside world, it's viewed as a hostile wasteland environment, large deserts, rocky mountains, not very good for agriculture. It's not necessarily true that it's completely a wasteland. People are able to survive. There's savanna, there's plains, and so there's like lots of area where people can survive here. Just there is the large desert of burning souls, Deathfire Peaks, the crags, the wildling woods, and the Steel Peak Range. So it is a very hostile environment, um, but it does suit its inhabitants very well. Lizard men, dragonborn, orcs, um, um, yeah. I would even say, oh, even tieflings can reside here. It is a harsh environment, but the races that live here prosper the way they do. They have their own kingdoms, their own this. The dwarves do very well for themselves in the Steel Peak range. Yeah, so that is the continent of Gorver. I wasn't planning on starting with this one, but I had it open. So Gorver is the wasteland continent. It is my analogy for Africa, basically. Here we see our map of Durante, the human continent, as it is nicknamed. It is the most populated continent. It is the most explored continent. But yeah, so it is divided up almost entirely into kingdoms. There is unexplored bits, but those are typically on the edges of the world. If you think mountaintops, underground, deep within forests, most areas are just claimed by kingdoms. This is where most humans originate, all their countries. They live in prosperity. There are, of course, other races. It's known as the civilized continent. So all of the countries they view themselves as the civilized part of the world. I don't have maps for the other 3 continents, as my players just haven't gotten to them yet, so I just haven't felt the need to, like, really focus and make a map of it. I hate that this image is just not loading, but we can cover more. So the 3rd continent that is well mildly explored is Elvenir, also known as the Elvish continent, or the Great Forest continent is typically what it's called. That is a continent made up of vast forest, plains, strange lakes. It's known as a very beautiful continent, though kind of hostile, as it's said many of its forests connect to the Feywilds. Um, yes, so the races that live there naturally are like elves, halflings, used to be gnomes, firbolgs. Those sort of races are native to the Elvenir continent. And finally, this image loaded up, so we can see all the various nations that the Durante continent has. The last 2 continents are probably the ones that least is known about. Uh, Up north, there is, I'm going to have to double check my notes, but it is typically referred to as the Arctic continent. Most people do not use the proper names, so the Arctic continent. It is a frozen wasteland up north. The edges are populated. There's human settlements. There's a few Goliath settlements. Um, and they live to the best that they can. But as you go in, the environment gets much more hostile with ice creatures, elementals, dragons. Many dragons of white, silver, and whatnot do live up in the Arctic continent. Um, Frost giants, giants in general, actually, and just so much. It's largely unexplored, just known as, well, a wild land of ice and snow. And the last continent I will talk about is known as the Dark Continent. Again, I don't have my notes for its proper name pulled up, but the Dark Continent is, well, it is an unexplored continent for the most part. It has a single city that has been reclaimed, but the rest of the continent is basically unknown. But it is known as like the New World, where treasure and glory await. So many foolish adventurers do go there seeking out its treasures and its glory. Most of them die. It's a reason it's unexplored is very few people make it out after trying to explore it. Those that do become very wealthy, famous, they bring back tons of treasure and relics and whatnot, but most do not survive. The Dark Continent is largely a mystery to the world, a forbidden place where possibly great evils lie. Well, that has been my introduction into the continents. I'm sure I will go more into detail on them another point, but thank you for watching this video on the world of Erudain. I hope everyone has a great day. Signing off, the Chaos Gamer.